What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling fantastic today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just the best, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mars, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void, of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. So, Cancer, the moon is going void, of course, today. And I'm going to describe the void, of course, but the void, of course, is so short, I'm not even sure if we're going to have time, Cancer. But the moon is going void, of course, today at 11:12 p.m., and that's going to be Central Time. And she's going to be leaving Aries and entering Taurus at 11:29. So we're looking at about a 17-minute void, of course, there. The moon is just like, we ain't got, like, I'm done reflecting. I've been, and she's just like moving on. But with the void, of course, time, Cancer, this energy is good for recharging your batteries, good for meditation, doing some introspective work. You may notice too, during this brief period of time, that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes, possibly, and that people are less likely to make decisions during this time. So, no hitting up people between those hours, but afterwards, there's no excuse. But just something to be mindful of, Cancer. And the moon since the moon in Aries is going to be the dominant energy of the day, we're going to talk more about the moon in Aries, which is appropriate because, we're coming into that solar eclipse tonight, going into tomorrow. So something to think about, Cancer, just going forward. When you think about Aries energy, this is very ambitious, very, very confident, determined. They're all about willpower, passion. They bring in the spring, Cancer. And this is a time, considering where this new moon eclipse is happening, on the last degree of Aries. This is like the Emperor at its most mature. So this is a time to be thinking about, what do you look like at your highest vibration, Cancer? Where and how do we work towards that? So really be planting these seeds, because the moon is in a new moon phase now, Cancer. And with the new moon phase, this is about setting our intentions, because, Cancer, the possibilities, they're limitless. What you can accomplish. This is a portal that's going down, and it's just like, where do you see yourself going? This is good for clarifying your intentions. We're in new beginnings, just cycles all around, Cancer. Typical for us, right? So let's embrace this energy. The moon is, the moon's always got a setup for success, Cancer. So let's work with this energy. And then a couple other things. These decks that I'm working with, they're nice. The decks I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. And then these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay, Cancer? But for your general energy of the day, you have the second card of Scorpio, which is the Olive Branch card. And with this olive branch, this is a card of truce, surrender, giving in, come to terms, suspend, lull, de-escalate, make amends, peace offering, winding down, halt, reprieve, ceasefire, treaty, agree to disagree. And Cancer, I feel like the biggest thing that really is kind of standing out to me is like the surrender part of it, and more so like how do I want to describe this? It's like when we set our intentions, in making this stuff manifest, whatever this is, self-improvement, maybe starting a new job, working in new hobbies, whatever, Cancer. When we set in these intentions, sometimes when we're going through this, it may feel like that it's like sometimes like maybe that the growth is not happening as fast as we want, or maybe that like the answers aren't coming to us like we feel like they could. But Cancer, I feel like that as long as you know that you're working towards your highest vibration, surrender to the fact that, the universe does have your back. Even when things can feel kind of weird, when we get in like tower moments, or maybe like hangman situations, or any sort of opportunity, that may, any chance for growth, which is what these experiences are. But I feel like it's, making amends with that type of stuff. Even the situations that we might label as bad, there's some good nuggets that can come out of that, but we just have to find them. We have to do the healing for that and find out what ways that this stuff is trying to transform us. Because Scorpio energy is very cathartic energy. It's about release and transformation, metamorphosis, giving into the fact that life is nothing but it's just becoming, a bunch of cycles, and coming to terms with that this journey is going to be just setting these small intentions, starting these things now, and they're going to turn into something big in the long run, Cancer. But let's get some tarot on this, Cancer, and see how we can work with this energy. But I will say, just thinking with this energy too, just because we are in Mars energy, or in Aries energy, and just thinking too, Cancer, Mars is in our sign, and will be in our sign until the 19th of May. If we've been in any sort of like arguments, or however this is looking like, to see like if we can make amends, then I feel like, let's try to bury that hatchet, Cancer. But if we're something that maybe things have kind of fallen out, and that, we might not be able to kind of mend things, and we're not talking about whose fault it was, Cancer, then let's just come to terms with that. Let's not live in that situation, no matter who started what. If we don't see any chance for reprieve right now, or for forgiveness or anything, then let's let that go for right now. Let's surrender that situation and focus on our growth. Let's not even think about like regrets and things, because my things with like regrets, it's like where I get that, but what are we learning from that regret? Because regrets for me is like, that's a moment where we were mindful, where it was just like that you did something that either you did something, or this other person did something, that was so shocking that it brought this realization, oh, I regret that, I never want to do that again. So take this as an opportunity. How are we growing from these situations, Cancer? Absolutely. And just because you got 2 of Wands and you got 5 of Wands here, Cancer, and just kind of really just reiterating what I just said, if we've been in any sort of conflict, what are we going to do about that? Especially if this is something that maybe this is holding your back, Cancer. If you've been like playing that, maybe the conversation in your head about like what could have, if I only had said this way, maybe this point had come across, or blah blah blah, whatever that is, Cancer. I do feel like like let's try not to get caught up in that spiral, especially just really with the moon being in Aries, but just really also too just with where Mars is at with our sign, just for this little while, just be mindful of any sort of like combative. If you feel that emotions are getting hot, something along those lines, let's step away from the situation for a second. Let's take a moment and breathe and reassess what's going down. But I also, these 2 cards for me, just even thinking about back to like when we're setting intentions, planting seeds, making a plan, Cancer, I really do feel like that this energy is really thinking about, because with the 2 of Wands, there's normally a guy that's holding the world. And this is like thinking, Cancer, what do we want to work on? What do we want to start brainstorming? Because the 5 of Wands for me can also, on top of being a card of conflict, can be a card of brainstorming, getting those energies work, maybe even bouncing some ideas off of people, but just getting that ball rolling, and just knowing that as long as you are working towards whatever it is that's raising your vibration, knowing that higher self is going to have your back, and that things are going to start falling into place. It's just keep doing what you're doing and listen to your intuition. Just thinking with this Scorpio is very intuitive energy, and I mean, Cancer, you're very intuitive. So just pay attention to those signs, you know, and just even thinking too, you know, we're getting ready to get into Taurus season, so things might feel like they might be slowing down a little bit. You might feel kind of suspended in time, like things aren't moving, but it's a great time for just investing, Cancer, and you'll start seeing the results of your labor, you know. Well, bet. Let's see what else we got here, Cancer. Interesting. So you got 9 of Moons in reverse here, Cancer. And this is basically, this is what we're doing for this eclipse energy, Cancer. The 9 of Moons, think of this as you being a magnet and wanting to, whatever it is that you're trying to attract, whether this is better health, if this is, you know, more time for, like, you know, recreation, as far as like maybe creating things, or, you know, just taking some time for you or new business, being in that energy, start doing things towards that. If we want to, I don't know, work with birds, you know, maybe doing some bird watching, you know, maybe talking with local, oh, what do they call those? I'm not sure where you hold birds, but, you know, bird places. Work with me, Cancer. But being in that energy more, you know, if you want to run a marathon, you know, we got to practice, you know, we got to extend this stuff, you know, let's invest in the shoes, you know, what are we going to let's start getting some equipment, let's start getting out jogging, you know, let's start increasing our time, you know, what's the pace? When we start getting in that energy, that's what we start attracting, Cancer. And that's what's going to be important, I feel like, going for this, you know, from this eclipse here until the next set of eclipses in the fall time. Be thinking about this stuff, Cancer. What energies are you trying to attract to yourself? And start working towards those things, you know, honestly, just thinking like making a truce between you and higher self. Like, this is what we're going to be working on here, you know. Let's get this, let's start making amends and start coming to terms with that. We got growth that's wanting to happen here. So let's start working with that energy, Cancer, and attracting those things that we really want in life, okay? All right, but let's see what are going to be some challenges, Cancer, maybe with working with this energy. Cancer, let's see what's cooking. Interesting. I'm with it. Some conflicts, Cancer. So we got the 8 of Stars in reverse here, and then we have the Ace of Stars upright. In Cancer, this is a great time. You know, maybe some of us, like, if we have been thinking about this stuff, you know, like what's been going next, or, you know, what is this next step look like? You know, how do we improve our manifestation, our health, our material wealth, our abundance, you know? Because that's what the Ace of Stars, this is the Ace of Pentacles. And these are great questions to be asking yourself, Cancer. Where do you want to improve? You know, because here's the thing, I feel like with Ace of Stars, we don't really have to look that hard for Ace of Stars, Cancer. For abundance, it's all around us. It's within us. It's just asking those internal questions and then start putting in that work to start refining those skills. I don't know if you can tell here. This hand, they're threading like a needle and thread through these stars here. And this is what we need to do with our skills, Cancer. We work on this stuff. We refine these skills. We create this abundance. We take this energy from the ether and then, you know, these thoughts, these epiphanies, these whatevers, and then manifest them. And, you know, Cancer, you know, if you find that you get inspired, you know, I was actually talking with a buddy a couple weeks ago, and he was saying that he always gets inspired when he's in the shower, and I was just like, or when he's taking a bath, and I was just like, keep a notebook by you, you know, like, because if that's where all the gold's happening, you just don't want all that gold to go down the drain. You want to let's keep all that stuff, you know, when inspiration hits. keep those up and then see which one you want to tackle first. See which one makes sense and just refine it, Cancer. But this is a great time for experimentation and for really claiming abundance in whatever that looks like for you. If you want to make more money, starting a side hustle. If you want to improve your health, then let's do that. Let's start working with, maybe we're working with herbs, maybe we're working with, in Cancer. I bring that up because I'm excited to start on this new cycle here. I'm going to be busting out a new Oracle deck because these decks, Cancer, minus the Zodiac 108, this and soon this one, but the decks on this channel are exclusive for you, so we're got a good hookup for you there, Cancer. But back to your abundance, it's there for you to refine and make peace with that, Cancer, that you can manifest your dreams, because look at how you've grown so far, and look at all the things that are around you right now, and that we can make more of that, and we can have this dream even bigger this time. That's a nice thing I feel like about this journey. It's not about doing the same thing over and over again. It's just like, how do we do it bigger and bigger and bigger each time, All right, hold on, Cancer. All right, Emperor. Get it. Get it, Cancer. That's what I'm talking about. I love when you do this. Sync up with the energies. Because with the Emperor, what do you look like, Emperor? How does this take a picture, Cancer? This is this is like, how do we get to this energy? Because this is a time, Cancer, to really start rising up and really start thinking about, what does Ace of Stars look like for us, what would fulfill us, and then start putting this stuff into work here. This really is, Cancer, this to me, what you got laid out here, it's just like manifesting you can manifest your abundance and create whatever it is that you want to do, but it's just being in that energy. It's figuring out what you want to do, what's resonating with you. The beautiful part about this about Mars being in Cancer, is that we're going to take action towards things that resonates with us, Cancer. So work with that. Whatever is speaking to you, follow that, nurture that, and see where that leads you, because I feel that that's going to bring you some abundance, some Ace of Stars. And again, whatever that looks like for you, Cancer. All right, let's get some advice from Mars. Look at you, Emperor. That's what I'm talking about, Cancer. See, we got here Cancer. Love it. Got the Strength card here. Wow. Cancer. Cancer. New Moon. Aries. Come on. More? Hold on, Cancer. Do you realize I wasn't... So, one, I'm glad you heard me, that I love when you sync with the energies, because I really do. Because this is a great time, Cancer. This new moon being in reverse. This is one of the special major arcanas in this deck, Cancer. That's what I'm saying. This is an auspicious time for everyone to really be thinking about what skills do you want to unlock? What areas do you want to become stronger in here? Because you got the new moon and the Strength card in reverse here. What energies are going to make you feel more confident? What's going to make you feel more powerful coming into your... Because this, I mean, in Sagittarius, they give leadership vibes too. But really, the Emperor, Aries and Leo are some really one of the stronger signs as far as in terms of leaderships go. And this is not me necessarily saying that you need to step into a leadership role, Cancer, if that's not what you're thinking about. But it's more so about really stepping into that that main character role, Cancer, you know, like really coming into your strength and getting into like your protagonist energy, where it's like you're on your journey of growth and abundance. And I just feel that really, Cancer, if you really take some time and think about this stuff and start getting a game plan now, because again, you don't have to have this solved right now. This is just really, it's a great time for setting intentions and getting a game plan and start working with these energies. So work with these energies, Cancer, because seriously, like, look at you. That's so sick. That's this harmony, this infinity sign. That's what you're getting ready to cook up here. You're getting ready to work with your energy. So I'm with that. I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. So if you like that, or if anything's resonating, if you're feeling this energy right now, Cancer, because I'll tell you what, you can, this eclipse stuff is here. So, but yeah, Cancer, help spread this energy around. Give it a thumbs up and share this, you know, because really, Cancer, this is a great time to just even be thinking about this stuff. Hobbies, business, any kind of self-improvement, anything that's going to raise your vibration. Let's do it, Cancer. Let's figure this out. Let's get emperors. Let's get emperors showing their strength, showing what's to come for this next full moon, man. And then have all these emperors subscribe and then hit that bell button. They'll get notified when I have these videos each week. Social media, I'm working on some other things, you know, all the time, but I'm on this app, Insight Timer. It's a meditation app, and I created a group called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. It's just a place to drop positive affirmations, get emperors geeked up, and get you in the right mindset, you know, to conquer, or not conquer, to achieve your dreams, Cancer. And so, you know, check that out. You know, I drop them there. You know, you feel free to include some as well. But again, the group is called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. It's on the meditation app Insight Timer. That's all in the description box. And then last little bit, Cancer, check what better way to know what strengths you're working with and to kind of get like even an idea of where you want to guide, you know, where the energies could guide you, Cancer. Check your chart, you know, like check your sun, your moon, your rising, and if you want personal stuff, you know, your Mercury, your Venus, and your Mars. Those are good indicators just to like get a good picture of you and just kind of see what you're working with, you know. You never know what you may discover with that, Cancer. And then come on over to my channel, Alchemist 8. I got a weekly videos there. I do monthly videos there, and I just started up this year doing like I call them solar return videos. I'm actually about to do Tauruses here next, but it's just like yearly spreads as well, Cancer. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. You got the Five of Moons up right here, and then, you know, while I'm getting your surprise card with that Five of Moons, Cancer, you know, I almost feel like that this is more so saying that if we've been, because maybe we've been disappointed with where things have been so far, you know, maybe we're not as far along on the journey as we would like to be, but Cancer, we don't want to stay just focused on just the disappointment, you know. If that's something that's resonating with you, you'd feel like that, you know, you could be further along. Okay, now we got eyes on it. Now we can figure out, now we can go deeper. What areas do you want to improve on? Where can we improve in? You're getting two cards here, Cancer, and I love it. Because you got the Heal card here and you got the Air card. And with the Heal card, Cancer, you know, this is not a time for you to beat up on yourself, you know, thinking, you know, because maybe might be thinking, you know, like everyone else might be further along, you know, feels like everyone's working with the energies. Cancer, you can work with this stuff whenever it feels right. Know that you're exactly where you need to be on your journey. And when you get eyes on this thing, you start doing this healing and start working towards your improvement, Cancer. Roam free. You know, let your thoughts roam, and, you know, like really just allow yourself to just grow, you know, just unfettered. But also, Cancer, you know, just thinking with air energy, this is something that we need to think about, you know, but you don't want to, I feel like almost just with that too, just as I said that, we don't want to stay too caught up in our head. You know, at some point we want to bring that from the dome, bring it to the home and start manifesting stuff, you know, start getting these balls rolling. So I like that, Cancer. I'm going to leave that there. So, oh, where'd my mouse go? Okay. You stay safe out there. And really, Cancer, ponder, meditate, you ruminate. Let's think about what this next chapter is looking like for this next cycle. If you keep eyes on the moon, Cancer, which I don't even need to tell you that. New moon in Aries. Cancer, the energy, the moon's going to set up. Are you ready? And I will catch you on the next cycle tomorrow. So get pumped, Emperor.